I said, man, I gave every inch, every ounce, every passion, everything I had. I went through so much humiliation, nobody showed up, I never gave up. Now I can't even put a book in the bookstore. How can I help the Afghan refugees? I can't even help myself. I was depressed. I was depressed. I walked away from the computer, depressed. As I'm walking away from the computer, depressed, from all the 10,000 books, there is one small book staring at me. I'm saying, what's your problem? Why are you staring at me? You want me to read to you right now? Do you know I've been reading 2 books a week on average? And look where I am, and the last thing I want to do is read another book. Forget it. I'm walking away, but it's like a light, like a beacon. I'm saying, why are you following me? And why am I talking to you? Only a book. Forget it. So I walk away. I come to the door at Chapters. Now I have 3 choices. Either I go to my car, or I go to the bathroom, or I go to the book. And in that moment of integrity, Kavi calls that the moment of integrity. In that moment of integrity, I decide to go to the book, but with one condition, that I'll only read the introduction. I have no desire to read the whole book. So I said, since you are so interested in me and showing me this light, let me see the introduction. So I go to this small book and I read the introduction. A story of a guy who goes to Second World War. And he comes back from Second World War and he's selling life insurance. Now nobody is buying life insurance after Second World War because nobody is dying. So he goes broke. His wife divorces him, his kid leaves him. So his life is a mess. So he gets into drinking. One day he had lost his family, he's lost his kid, he's lost all his money. He had $30 left in his pocket. And he was walking in the month of November in Cleveland in USA in the cold weather. As he's walking in the month of November in Cleveland in the cold weather, his life being totally messed up, lost his family, lost all his money, he comes across a pawn shop. In the pawn shop there's a gun being sold for $29 and a bullet for $1. He said, I buy the gun, I buy the bullet, and that's it. I'm done. Easy. Then he writes, he didn't have the spine to go in the store, stand in the lineup, wait for his turn, buy the gun, buy the bullet, put the bullet in the gun, go to find a place to kill himself. It's too much work. So he kept walking. He kept walking and he came across the library. Now it's very cold outside, so he goes in the library, and inside the library it's very warm, and nobody stops him. So he wanders in the library, and suddenly he comes to a section on self-help, motivation. So he picks up a book, and he reads the book. And he likes the book because he's looking for himself. His life is a mess. So next day he goes again to read another book, and keep going back. Until one day he comes across a book by W. Clement Stone and Napoleon Hill called Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. And he loves the book. He says, I want to meet the authors. And he finds out that W. Clement Stone was the president of a corporation, and there was a branch in the city he lived in. So he went to apply for a job in the branch, hoping that one day he will meet W. Clement Stone. To cut a long story short, the editor of the company retires. So he goes to apply for a job as an editor because he says, that's my key to meet W. Clement Stone. Now when he goes for the interview for the editor, because he's reading so many books, he's quite energized and quite inspired and quite motivated. He convinces the guy to give him a job as an editor. At that time, he writes his first book, when he becomes an editor. Now, how many books will this guy sell? He's a drunk, he wants to commit suicide, he's lost his family, his life is a mess. Look at me, I've traveled the world, I've spoken to so many people, I was a senior partner in an accounting firm, I have a fantastic network. I can't put a book in the bookstore, forget about selling. Selling is secondary. How many books did this guy sell? One to himself, one to his cousin, one to the library? Have a guess. How many books will this guy sell? How many? Million. What did you have for breakfast? I can't put a book in the bookstore, and this guy who is going to commit suicide will sell 1 million. Is that possible? Is that possible? Yes. Something wrong with me, right? Well, the truth is, he has sold today 50 million copies. When I read that book, he had sold 36 million. He wrote 20 plus books in 20 plus languages, and the first book he wrote sold 10 million copies. His name is Og Mandino, who I mentioned earlier, and the first book he wrote was called The Greatest Salesman in the World. Now, why am I sharing this story with you? What is the universe telling me? Azim, you put every inch, you put every ounce, you put every passion, you gave all your money, you gave everything you had. Hey, if Og can do it, you can do it. You never went to the stage when you want to put a gun on your head yet. So I ran home. I went to my homepage, my website, corporatesufi.com. I put a quote. Saying, when the night is the darkest, dawn. My daughter's name is Dawn, Sahar. Dawn is the closest. When you're at your lowest of the low, then light is nearby. Now, things didn't change overnight. I still struggled, but gradually started changing. And then the success came. You heard about it, 2005, reading Harry Potter, Amazon #1, again 2008. All this success came later, but I almost gave up. Now, if you look at this story, look at these 5 commitments. P-O-W-E-R. Then a P, I got a phone call from Feroz to say, go and serve the Afghan refugees. With my wife's blessings, I said yes. The power of giving kicked in. Then when I was serving and I was exposed to abject poverty, when my soul was shaken, my life, my whole defining moment happened in that soul-stirring experience, I stumbled. I stumbled into my gift, my birthday gift of being a speaker, an inspiring speaker, an author. Oh, open your gift. Then, what did I aim? $40 million raising. 5.7 million copies book sale. Top 10 inspirational speaker in the world. As an accountant, I couldn't think more than $500,000. I couldn't think more than that. My aim was so low. So I had a winning attitude. I aimed very high. Then what happened? Enlightened, persistent. I was going everywhere. Nobody showed up. I was being humiliated. I couldn't sell books. Everything was going wrong. My money was gone. My profession was gone. Everything was gone. I was persisting. But my persistence was enlightened because I had a goal larger than self. I had a goal larger than self. The subject had disappeared in the object. So my goal was enlightened, persistence. And then when I was almost giving up, because nothing was happening, I couldn't put a book in the bookstore, an R kicked in, power. I had a sign. Og Mandino's book was a sign. And in that moment of integrity, in the moment of present, I saw that ayat. And I went to that book. And that has led me to where I am today. There's a sign for each one of you. In this session, in this message, there's a sign for you. If you follow that sign and act on it, your life will never be the same. You can change your destiny. You can change your future. You cannot change the past, but you can create the future. Why? Because each one of you here is nature's greatest miracle. Thank you very much. Thank you.